Now let us solve the question number 12, which says that if z plus 3 minus 2i equal to 8, the maximum and minimum value of 2z plus 9 minus 8i are alpha and beta respectively, then we have to find out the value of alpha plus beta. Okay, so alpha is the maximum value of this where z satisfying this condition. Okay, and beta is the minimum value of this where z satisfying the same condition. We have to find out the maximum and we have to find out the value of alpha plus beta. Okay, so for this, first of all, you can see that this is a circle whose center at minus 3 plus 2i. So I can write it as mod of z minus of 3 plus minus 3 plus 2i is equal to 8. So this is a circle whose center this and radius 8. Okay, so I am drawing this axis. Just a second. Let this be our axis and this be our circle. Okay, this point is our circle, something look like this, and this point is our minus 3 comma 2 I. Okay, now observe this. You can write it mod of 2z plus 9 minus 8i, right? So taking 2 as common, I can write it z plus 9 by 2 minus 4i, right? So I also can write it mod of 2 z minus 9 by 2 plus 4i. Now where this is modulus. Now minus 9 by 2 means 4 point something or 4.5. So this is 3, this is 4, 4.5 and 4i. So point will be there. Minus 9 by 2, 4i. Okay, so what is the minimum value? The minimum value of this is equal to this distance. Okay, what is the maximum value? Maximum value is this distance. I am writing it as AB. So the minimum value is the length of AB and maximum value is the length of AC. Okay, this is our center. I am writing this as D. So how to find AB? To find AB, we just need to subtract BD from the radius of the circle, and to find ABC, we just need to add the length of BD with the radius of circle. Okay, so alpha is equal to 2 into what is the radius? I am saying that by r, and this distance I am saying that by some p. Okay, and beta equal to 2 times of r minus p. Okay, so how to find this value? So to the length of BD is equal to minus 9 by 2 plus 3 its square plus 2 4 minus 2 its square. So this is equal to 2 minus 9 plus 6 square plus 2 square. So this is equal to 3 by 2 square minus 3 by 2 square plus 4. So this is equal to 9 by 4 plus 4. So this is equal to root over of 13 by 2. So the value of D is equal to root over of 13 by 2 is equal to root over of 9 plus 16 by 4. So this is nothing but root over of 25 by 4 is equal to 5 by 2. Okay, so I got the length of P. Now, so alpha is equal to 2 plus radius r 8, radius r equal to 8 plus the value of P is equal to 5 by 2. So this is 2 into 16 plus 5, so this is 21 by 2. So this is 21, and beta is equal to, and beta equal to 2 into 8 minus 5 by 2. So this is 16 minus 5. So 2 into 11 by 2. So this is 11. Okay. Now we have to find out the value of alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is equal to 21 plus 11. So 21 plus 11 is equal to 32. Right? 32. Now let us see the options. So option D is our correct option. That's all about the question number 12. Now let's solve the question number 30, which says that consider a cubic equation x cube equal to 2x plus 5. Then which of the following statements about the above equation is true? First option says that all the roots are real and positive. It has only one real root and a pair of complex root. It has two positive real roots and one negative real root. It has two negative real root and one positive real root. Okay, so I am writing fx is equal to xx cube minus 2x minus 5. Okay, now I am using Descartes rule of sign. So is plus minus minus. It has only one sign change, so I can say that it has exactly only one positive root. So the given equation must have a positive root. Okay, now I am considering f of minus x. Minus x equal to minus x cube plus 2x minus 5. So the sign change minus to plus 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 2. So it may have two real root or may not have any. It may have two negative root or may not have any negative root. That it may have two pair of. It may have a pair of complex root, right? Either two negative root or a pair of complex root. And we know that by using Descartes rule of sign. So this option, I can discard this option. I also can discard this option. So we have option B and D. We just need to find out the correct option, right? Now let us try to draw the graph of this function. So fx is equal to x cube minus 2x minus 5. If I differentiate f with respect to x, I will get f dash x is equal to 3x square minus 2. Okay, so the critical points of f is f dash x equal to 0. So 3x square minus 2 is equal to 0. From this I can say that 3x square equal to 2 or x square equal to 2 by 3. Hence x equal to plus minus root 2 by 3. Okay. Now what we can do, just check that f dash x equal to this. So I can say that I can write f dash x as root 3 x minus 2 into root 2 into root 3 x plus root 2, right? So now let us draw the number line. Before that, let me draw the axis first. Okay, I am going to draw the axis. Just a second. Okay, let this be our axis. Okay, now so these are our critical point minus root 2 by 3. I am writing this as minus root 2 by 3 and this is our root 2 by 3. Now you can see that if we choose any value from here, that is minus infinity less than x less than root 2 by 3, then f dash x must be negative, must be positive. So fx is a increasing function in this interval. Okay, if we choose x between this, f dash x is negative, so fx is a decreasing function in this interval. And if we choose x after this interval, fx is again increasing function after this interval, right? Now as fx is equal to x cube minus 2x minus 5. So if we choose, if you try to put x equal to minus infinity, so it starts from minus infinity, so this graph will look like something this. Okay, now find the value of f of minus root over of 2 by 3 is equal to minus root 2 by 3 its whole cube plus 2 into root 2 by 3 plus 5. So this is nothing but minus of 2 root 2 2 by 3 minus root 2 by 3 plus 2 into root 2 by 3 plus 5. So this is nothing but 3 root 2, just a second, it is minus, okay. So if you can try to find the value, and the value is minus 2 root 2 plus 6 root 2 minus 15 root 3. So the value of this is equal to minus 4, this is plus 4 root 2 minus 15 root 3 by 3 root 2, okay, 3 root 3. So you can see that this value is less than 0, hence I can say that at each point this value is something like this, okay. After this it start decrease, after this is a decreasing function, so it will look like this till to this point, and then it start increase, then it is an increasing function again. So its graphs look like this, which intersect x-axis at exactly one point. So I can say that it has only one real root and other two roots are complex. So option B is our correct option. That's all about the question number 13. Now let's solve the question number 14, which says that consider two real valued sequence xn and yn satisfying the condition xn cube minus yn cube tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. Then we have to find out the correct option, right? So it is given that xn cube minus yn cube is equal to 0, right? I can write it as xn cube minus yn cube as xn minus yn, okay, into xn square plus xn yn plus yn square, right? So taking modulus in both sides, I can write xn cube minus yn cube is equal to xn minus yn into xn square plus xn yn plus yn square. So this is nothing but xn minus yn into xn square plus xn yn plus yn square, right? Now what I am going to do now, if you observe that what I am going to do, I just going to multiply both sides by 4. So I am going to multiply 4 into xn cube minus yn cube is equal to 4 into xn minus yn into 4 xn square plus 4 times of xn yn plus 4 yn square, right? So I can write it as 4 xn square, xn minus yn, sorry, there will not be any 4. So xn minus yn into, now I can write it as xn square minus 2 times of xn yn plus yn square. Okay, this is 4 times of xn square. I took only one xn square, so plus 3 xn square plus 3 yn square, and there is 4 times of xn yn positive. I took minus 2 xn yn, so this is plus 6 xn yn, right? So I can write it as mod of xn minus yn into, this is equal to xn minus yn square plus, if I took 3 common, it will be xn plus yn square. Now if limit n tends to infinity xn minus yn mod not equal to 0, if this not equal to 0, so this is non-zero and this is also non-zero, okay. So I can, if I take the limit both sides as n tends to infinity, I will get non-zero term in the right hand side. Hence it will imply this is also non-zero. So limit n tends to infinity, 4 times of xn cube minus yn cube is non-zero, not equal to 0. If not equal to 0, it will imply limit n tends to infinity, xn cube minus yn cube is again non-zero. Okay, now observe, it will imply mod of xn cube minus yn cube is not a null sequence. Okay, it is not a null sequence. I know that it will imply xn cube minus yn cube is not a null sequence, which is a contradiction, as it is given that this is null sequence. And I know that xn is null if and only if mod xn is null. I am using this fact, so I can say that xn cube minus yn cube is also null sequence, is not a null sequence, which is a contradiction, as xn cube minus yn cube is null sequence. So option A is our correct option. Okay.